Okay, so this one's an easy one, maybe. Buy, sell, or hold Tesla the stock at its current price. And for some context, and I know you knew this, but maybe for our listeners, Daimler, BMW, Ford, we're talking about the same size companies, or you can take GM and add a Fiat Chrysler in there with them. This is kind of the size that we're talking about for Tesla. Are you buy, sell, or hold on the stock at the current price?
Well, I feel like I have to say I'd never give financial advice and never recommend anybody do anything I say. So that's my lens. I don't give buy, sell, or hold recommendations. I am personally holding my Tesla
Okay.
and I'm in at 247 and that's my average. And I'm planning on not selling to well over $1 trillion market cap, planning to hold for 5 to 10 years. So I guess maybe that's a buy answer, but
Yeah,
it's still
sounds
like
like a
by
five.
far
That's
my
a
biggest investment.
6x from here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Is there anything that would change your mind about the company? So you're in at 247, as you mentioned, on Tesla stock. What happens tomorrow that would change your mind? You're like, I'm selling Tesla. I think maybe you mentioned one of those. If Elon Musk, you wake up tomorrow and you find out he's left Tesla, but maybe that's not it. But what is one or two things that might change your mind on holding Tesla?
That's the only thing, because I really just think this is like the greatest business case study of all time. It's going to be one of the greatest companies ever built, transform our energy transportation systems. We are so early in like a multi-decade story. And I've done so much homework on the technology and incentive structure and no one is close. So, maybe I start, Rivian comes out with a better battery, Jeff Bezos buys them, puts 10 billion into them. Okay, now we have a competition. I think that actually might happen. But other than that, man, I just think we are so early. Like consumer cars, there's 90 million consumer cars sold a year. Tesla's selling 500,000 this year. I think they're going to start soon selling millions. Then you add in the semi truck. Every single roof, go outside. It's not generating energy. It's just sitting there. Sunlight's hitting it. We're not doing anything with it. Then we import and burn fossil fuels for energy. Totally lame. Every roof is going to be producing energy in the future. You're going to store energy on site, virtual power plant. It's going to fix the grid. Like there's just, when I think about the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. That's my motto. And I see Tesla as having solved like 0.1% of the problem. And
Yeah.
so I don't know if that's why, like, so on a day-to-day basis, would I buy, sell, or hold? It's just so far from my train of thought of just like researching, like, how is the world changing? Like and every day I do that research, it's confirming that like Tesla's ahead of these energy and transportation markets, $2 trillion industries that are in the early stages of playing out.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we saw from COVID here, we're on the East Coast in Virginia, here near Washington, D.C., but the air quality in all the cities increased remarkably when people stopped driving, right? And I think one of the messages out of this is we don't have to stop driving. But if we're all in EVs, imagine the quality of life of people, particularly around big cities in the world. Obviously, that impacts us here in the US, but even bigger in places like China, where they have 7 of the 10 biggest polluted cities in the world, or over there. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
And I heard a kind of sad tweet that was like, I wish climate change had COVID-19's PR person. Because if you actually look at how many people are dying, there's a lot of weird data about that, but like it would dwarf the amount of people that are dying from this, just based on pollution, and it's only getting worse and worse. So a big theory of mine is like, I really want governments and people to wake up. And I think a lot of people are, sustainable investing, but like where your money goes really matters. And like, these are huge problems to solve. And like, it's not just about building a great company. It's like, as humans, the energy and transportation problems, more people die on the road, I think it's like 350 people die on the road each year in the US per day. And Tesla's trying to solve that, let alone the pollution side. So to me, it's like, I think strategically about an important asset for the future. I'm like, Tesla's solving all these problems that probably our government should be working on, but isn't. Like,
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.